This is a Dell Inspiron 3670, and I am a man who doesn't really know much about computers. The only thing I've done is switch out the hard disk with an SSD. Apart from that, everything in this computer is factory standard, so it's got a 9th generation Intel Core i5 processor, 12 gigs of RAM, and integrated graphics, which I'm told are bad. So, to fix that problem, we'll be installing a new graphics card, the NVIDIA GeForce RTX 3050. Let's get to it. I've put the case on its side, and we're going to start by removing these two screws. Once that's done, the cover slides off pretty easily, and we'll switch over to my phone to take a closer look inside. It is a bit cramped in here, but we do have space to do some upgrades, which is pretty good considering this was meant to be a compact office computer. So at the top, we've got our two RAM slots, currently fitted with 4GB and 8GB sticks. Ideally, I would upgrade both of these to 16GB, but with RAM being so stupidly expensive at the moment, I'm going to leave that untouched. That will be a future upgrade when, or if, RAM prices ever drop. There's a 500GB SSD I installed there. And right below that we've got our PCI Express slots, which is where the GPU will go. Now, because this is the factory standard setup, default power supply is a measly 290 watts, which means we can't use the higher end, more capable graphics cards that need external power. We need something that can run directly off the motherboard and doesn't take up too much space. And that's where the 3050 comes in. It only needs 70 watts to run, so it should be a simple plug-and-play operation. And because it's a relatively older card, it's also a bit more affordable, so you can find this used or second-hand at a very reasonable price, and I'll put a link to something in the description below. To install the GPU, we unscrew this bracket at the back, and then take off the metal plates which are blocking the PCI slots. The first one comes out pretty easily, but the second one needs a bit of force, so I have to bend it inwards, outwards, and then eventually it snaps off. Then we take the GPU and slowly align it with the slots before putting it in. All the YouTube videos I watched made this look really easy, by the way. I'm not entirely sure why I'm struggling. Okay, so it's now clicked into place. I'm going to go ahead and close the bracket at the back. And you can see we've now got access to our DisplayPort, HDMI and DVI-D ports at the back. Actually, it's probably not a good idea to have a massive hole at the back of the computer, so what I'm going to do is unscrew this, put the original metal plate back in there because we don't want to leave that exposed. So we slide that in, close the bracket, screw it into place, slide the cover back on, pop the screws in, and then we are done. Okay, so full disclosure, at this point I was sitting back feeling pretty proud of myself, but as you may have noticed, I made a mistake. I only removed one metal plate at the back when I should have removed two of them. Keeping that second one in there messes up airflow and ventilation. So I unscrewed everything, took the graphics card out, which, by the way, was really difficult because there's no space for your finger to push down on the lever to get it out. But anyway, I removed the second plate, put everything back, and now it is done properly. So let's plug it in and make sure that it actually works. I've installed Geekbench, and I'm going to do a GPU benchmark using my original integrated graphics, the UHD Graphics 630. I'm going to fast forward through this because it does take a while. In total, I think it takes just under 4 minutes to get everything done. And then I'm going to run the same test using the RTX 3050. This one is almost 4 times quicker, but I'm still going to fast forward because who's got time to sit through all this? If you look at the final results, the RTX score is more than 15 times higher than the integrated graphics in pretty much every single category. It is a huge difference. And hopefully, once I sort out all my RAM issues, I'll be able to run DaVinci Resolve without it lagging and crashing every few minutes. Until then, if you've got any questions or preferably some advice on what upgrades would work best for this computer, please let me know in the comments and I'll get back to you as soon as I can. As always, thank you so much for watching. I've been Zaeem Siddiqui, you've been brilliant, and I'll catch you in the next one. Over and out.